Hello guys, you're welcome back to this YouTube channel, and in today's tutorial we are going to consider Stokes theorem. Stokes theorem is basically a bridge between what happens on a surface and what happens around its edge. A surface and then the edge. So imagine you take any surface like this curved sheet we have here and you chop it into tiny little patches, just as you can see. Tiny little patches. Now each patch has a loop, okay, around it, and so we can measure how a vector field swirls around that loop. And now here's what's going to happen. Every internal edge is shared by two neighboring patches. So for example, if I should take this, now there's a loop here, there is another loop here. So you do realize that if I should consider any internal edge, we have two different loops moving in opposite directions, so their contributions are going to cancel out, so everything on the inside disappears. That means the only thing that's going to be left is going to be the contribution from the outer boundary, that is the big contour C here. Right. So Stokes theorem says the surface integral of the curl of your vector field over the whole area equals the closed line. So now let's take an example. Now since the diagram here shows a line integral, we can use Stokes theorem to compute the surface integral. So solution. So in this question we have y, z, x. And also we can see that the loop sits in the yz plane. That is where the loop is. So f here in the vector form can be written as, now the magnitude of f in the x direction is y this time around, so y ax. That's in the y direction is z, so you have z ay plus. Okay, so looking at the loop, we have three parts or pieces within the loop. The first one being straight up the z-axis, that is the top, right? The second one being a quarter circle, the arc we have here, and then straight back along the y-axis, so left. And so the circulation of the vector around the path C is equal to the circulation along the x path plus that along the left path plus that along the top plus the circulation along the arc. So this here is equal to the left plus along the top plus the arc, right? So we are going to consider them one by one. So if I should take the left, my f is y ax plus z ay plus x az. Now this here is dotting the L. Now the L is the differential length. Now for differential length along the y-axis, is going to be dy in the y direction. So dy ay. Now the dot product of ax and ay, sorry, is going to give me 0. So I have 0 here. The dot product of ay and then ay is going to give me 1. So z here. The dot product of az and ay is going to give me 0, right? But so let's consider something. Along the left, x is 0, y is 1, z is 0. So that means my z here is also going to be 0. So the total, so the final answer for the left, the integral along the left path is going to be 0. Right, so let's consider it for the top. So we have once again the f, which is y ax plus z ay plus x az. This one here is also dotting the differential length, and along the y, what's going to be the, sorry, yes, that's the top. So along the z, what's going to be the differential length? Z az, right? So I'm going to write the z in the z direction here. So once again, ax dotting az is 0, ay dotting az is 0, az dotting az is 1. So I'm going to have x here, right? Let's go back and check. Over here too, we can see that x is 0, y is 0, z is 1. So x here is 0. So I'm going to get 0 for the top two. Now let's consider the arc. So once again, I have my f multiplying my dl. Now let's see something here. The dl for the arc here, as you can see, it has both y and then z parts, right? So if that's the case, then what is going to be the differential length? It's going to be ay dy plus, we are going to add this to the dz, az dz, since it has both the dy and then the dz part, right? So if I'm to do the dot product, ax ay gives me 0, ax az gives me 0, ay gives me 1. So z dy plus ax, sorry, az ay gives me 0, az gives me 1. So I'm going to have x here dz, right? This can be rewritten as z dy plus x dz. So we know that x is equal to 0, right? So this will go to 0. Now the equation of a circle in the y-z plane takes the form y squared plus z squared is equal to r squared. Now over here, radius is the distance from the center to any points along the circle. So this is going to be our radius, which is the y. So r is 1. If I'm to take it from this point up here, so it's going to be along the z is 1. So my radius is 1. So I'm going to have y squared plus z squared to be equal to 1. Right. Now, someone may ask, why are we using this equation? So we are using this equation because we need to integrate along that curved path, the arc, right? And also it lets us replace the z here. So if I'm to make z the subject from here, z is going to be equal to 1 minus y squared. So let's plug it into the arc equation. we know x equal to 0. So we are going to be left with the integral of root of 1 minus y squared dy. Now, if you should do this, you are going to get pi on 4.